Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be unboxing and demonstrating the two new Blush Comete Soft Glow blushes from Chanel. I picked up both shades. They retail for $70 each and they are limited edition. So this is Pêche Cosmique and Coral Étoilé. Both of these were listed as available to pre-order for several weeks now on Chanel.com, but I checked just before I sat down to film and it looks like there has been an update. Pêche Cosmique is now listed as sold out. And that must have happened either sometime this morning, maybe yesterday. And then Coral Étoilé is still available to add to bag. Now, I imagine that you can still get your hands on both shades of the Blush Comet as long as you call around maybe beauty boutiques. I will leave the information for my sales associate at the Brickell City Center Chanel boutique down in the description box in case anybody is interested. So right now, the lighter shade is sold out. You can get your hands on the deeper shade. And because they're limited edition and they are exclusive, I don't believe these are going to be available for sale at department stores. I will double check just in case. I would act fast if you're interested in either of these shades and you haven't done so already. Now, Chanel did launch 2 additional limited edition blushes as part of their spring summer collection, and I will link that video down below in case you missed it and you'd like to check it out. I did a full review on the entire spring collection. So if these shades don't really interest you, if you're not really that fussed about the cool design embossed on the powder, but you still want a new Chanel blush for spring summer, I would check out the 2 limited edition blushes that are part of that collection. I purchased both, but I ended up returning the deeper blush because it just wasn't flattering on me after all. I was hoping I could use it as a bronzer, but it didn't work. I have not seen it on a deeper skin tone, but I imagine it would look really beautiful. So if you've seen it on a deeper skin tone, or if you own it and you have a deeper skin tone, let us know what your experience is like down below in the comment section. Let's go ahead and unbox them. I'm going to begin with Coral Étoilé. And I held on to the packaging. I did peek inside. I unboxed them in my latest luxury haul. So inside, it comes with a separate brush that comes in its own little velvet protector, and then you get the compact. The compact has the gold CC logo on the front, which signifies the fact that it's a limited edition special collection piece. It's the same size as the standard blush compact, but a bit smaller from most of the other limited edition powders. Even the spring blushes come in a slightly larger compact with more product. So the spring blush has 0.49 ounces of product, slightly larger compact. And then this new limited edition blush has 0.42 ounces of product, so a little bit less and a slightly smaller compact. Kind of nitpicky, you probably wouldn't notice unless you were comparing them directly, but if you were maybe torn between the two and that makes a difference to you, you do get more product with these spring summer collection blushes. But what you don't get is this incredible design embossed directly on the powder. I have not seen anything like it, and I don't think pictures do it justice. I tried to take photos of these blushes and it looks cool, but in person, you can really see the detail and how intricate the design is, and it's just really mind-blowing. So when you tilt the compact forward, you can see the CC logo, which is always reflecting back here in the mirror. It looks pretty cool when it's just sitting on a countertop or a vanity. And then when you tilt it back, you can see the comet or the star design. So depending on how far you tilt the compact, it changes the design on top. And when you're looking directly at it, you can mainly see the CC, but you can see a little bit of the star. But then when it sits flat, you can see the CC. It just looks so cool. I think it is a very interesting design. I know some people said this reminded them of Jeffree Star Cosmetics or the Macy's logo, but I think when you see it in person, you really do see the magic. It's just so clever. I like this style of brush so much better than the little half moon brushes that you typically get with the powder compacts. The half moon brush is okay, but I usually throw them away or I lose them, whichever comes first. But these brushes, now this is something that you could pack in a travel bag. And it's kind of an interesting shape. I think it does work really nicely for blush because it's slightly tapered. You could use it to set the under eye. You could use it for setting powder. It's kind of flat, so you could use it to chisel out cheekbones and contour the nose. You can really do a lot with this blush brush. I don't know why. This is just so much more practical, and I think it's a lot more functional versus the Half Moon brush. So I love the fact that they included the individual blush brushes with these compacts. Next, I'm going to unbox Pesh Cosmique. This is the shade that currently says sold out, unfortunately. Now, I was warned when I was in store, and I was able to see these in store, that this is going to apply more like a highlighter. It is so light. They call it peach or a pesh, but it's not quite as deep or as peach as the spring blush, and you'll see what I mean. When you open up the compact, it's very pale. You can almost barely even see the design in the center. It's a light peach. I would say this is probably similar or comparable to the lightest setting powder. And then in the center, the logo and the design is maybe slightly pink. But it really doesn't have enough pigment that this is going to show up unless you are incredibly fair. I think this is going to be more of maybe a luminous setting powder, similar to the Luminous Le Beige. I happen to really love the Luminous Le Beige powder compacts, and I like a powder that has a slight pink undertone because it's really going to give you brightness under the eye. So this will most likely not work as a true blush, but a setting powder for me. I could even see using this as more of a finishing powder, just kind of a light dusting to finish the makeup to give you a nice all-over glow effect. Still a very pretty color, but much lighter than the deeper shade. Of course, it has the same design effect, so when you hold it straight out just like this, and you look directly at the powder, right now all I see is the star. But if I kind of peer back in the mirror, all I see is the CC logo. It's the little things. It is so entertaining. I can't explain it. When I first saw the colors of this particular product, it reminded me a lot of another limited edition powder. I do not touch this. This is the Infiniment Chanel Illuminating Powder. I believe this is from 2014, maybe 2015. And I did make a mistake of touching it once and never again. I just think it is so beautiful. I just keep it in my vanity and I just pull it out to look at and just be in awe of this powder. It's so pretty, but kind of similar-ish shades. It's just very light. And this was meant to be just kind of a dusting powder, something that you would just kind of swirl around in the pan and then dust it all over your face. Even though the CC has, peach pigment, it's really not going to give you a ton of color to the face. But she's gorgeous. And this compact is larger, but it has the same amount of product, the 0.42 ounces. I scooted in nice and close for the demonstration portion. I'm going to apply one blush to each cheek. That way I can finish my makeup for the day. And as you can see, I already went in with my foundation, concealer, powder. My eyes are done. Lips have to be last. There's something in the order of makeup application where I just could not apply lipstick before I apply my blush. So I'm going to begin with the Coral Etoile, and I'm going to use the little blush brush that comes with the product. I did accidentally nick it already with my nails, so I'm going to do my best to cover that up. Now this looks pretty deep. So I have a feeling this is going to go on very peachy pink. Let's see. Ooh, I love it. That color is so pretty. Oh, I really want to apply it to the other side. It's kind of a strawberry pink. I love it. I think it's very, very pretty. In fact, I actually think I prefer this to the peach from the spring collection, shade-wise. They're different. This has a little bit more pink. The other one is a little bit warmer, orangey peach. And that berry design in the center, it really doesn't add darkness or depth to the powder. I think you really just get this color, this really bright kind of raspberry strawberry pink. Now I'm pretty fair, so I'm not going to build that up anymore. I'm going to stop right here. But I imagine if you wanted to, you could make this much darker. I kept adding more just to see if you could build up the color, and you absolutely can. It's getting much darker, so now I need to stop and put this down. I'm going to try the second blush. I've picked up the Pesh Cosmique and the second blush brush that comes with the product. I don't think this is going to work as a blush on me, but we'll test it out just in case. You never know. Even when I look at the product that's being picked up on the brush, I can tell it just looks so faint. I mean, it's pretty, but it's so light. I can see it though. I'm really concentrating in the center. I'm trying to pick up that peachy bit in the middle. As if it will really make a difference. I doubt it will. No, I struggle to imagine somebody being so fair that this would be a blush on them. I think even if you are so pale, this is maybe going to give you a little bit of color, but not much. I really do think this is more of an illuminating powder. I could see setting my under eye with this, or setting the rest of the face, kind of dusting it all over. But a blush, no, it's not going to be a blush. The fragrance is pretty strong in this powder, which I don't mind. I know some people are pretty sensitive. It smells fresh. Floral. I do think it looks really pretty. It's not a true blush. It's more of a light, kind of illuminating powder. I used the Natural Finish Loose Setting Powder in shade 10 from Chanel to help kind of blend and smooth both cheeks, because this side had a little bit too much product and then this side was too light, so now they look more balanced. And I'm going to add just a little bit of color to the face using this bronzer. This is the Le Beige Healthy Glow Illuminating Powder in the shade Sunset. This was limited edition a couple years ago, but it's basically the luminous Le Beige powder, and I would say medium, maybe medium dark. So I'm just going to add a teeny tiny bit of bronzer up on my temples. Since I used the Duo de Camellia highlighter for the brow bone, I'm going to use this for the tops of the cheeks as well. Just a little bit. It's one of the most dramatic highlighters in my collection, so a teeny tiny bit is really all you need. A little bit on this side. I know some people don't like to highlight the nose, but I think a little bit looks really pretty. I could not for the life of me find my new Comete lipstick that is part of this Comete collection. So instead, I lined my lips with Pillow Talk lip liner, and I'm going in with the Rouge Coco Balm Natural Charm, number 914. I think this is the perfect nude. I've been wearing this so much lately. I'm very happy I picked this up. I'm going to top this off with the Red Camellia Revitalizing Lip and Cheek Balm in the shade 2, Healthy Pink. This is a really pretty, kind of natural balm. But it looks really glossy on the lips. And it feels like more of a lip butter or lip treatment. So I really like this. There we go. The balm feels nice on its own, but I think this just takes it to the next level. Now that lips are done, I can take a look at my face and balance out the cheek if necessary. I don't really think I need anything else. I don't think I need any more bronzer or any more blush. I'm just going to add a teeny tiny bit more because I just want you to really be able to see the color. That way you can decide whether or not this is worth picking up. There. Now that my makeup is completely done for the day and I've tested both of these products, I can confirm that this one is a blush. This is Coral Étoilé, and this, the Peche Cosmique, is more of a setting powder, and they do have a luminous finish, but no shimmer, no glitter. I could see little gold flecks all over my face, but I just figured out, I think it was my powder brush that I used to set my entire face. I think that brush I had previously used for highlighter. That's the only thing I can think of, because there is no reason for me to have so much glow and so many little gold flecks all over my face, all over my forehead, all over my cheeks. It came from my powder brush, so that's what happened there. These do not have any sparkle, any glitter. So if you prefer a matte powder, I think you would still really be happy with these. Anything that's a slightly luminous finish from Chanel is going to be very subtle. So it's not going to have the same sheen as the Pat McGrath Labs blushes, for example. And they feel incredibly silky. I really like the texture whenever you swatch. And it pains me to mess up the little design, but when you do swatch them, you can see that it's really silky smooth, kind of buttery. They're so soft it almost feels like it could be creamy, but it's not a cream, it's just silky smooth. But there is some really decent color payoff from this shade right here. This is beautiful. And I think you can make it really deep, you can make it really light. This would be the most versatile and I think the most universally flattering of the two shades. And then this powder, this isn't going to show up on everybody. I think if you're incredibly fair, maybe you could use this as a very light blush, but it's still going to give you an incredibly light flush. For someone like myself, or maybe even a little bit deeper, you could use this as a highlighting powder, a brightening powder, a finishing powder, or a setting powder, and it will just give you a slightly pink, slightly peachy pink undertone, but very minimal. I could use this on my entire face and it's not going to look like I dusted blush everywhere. And I actually really like the finish. So if you like the Luminously Beige powders, if that's your setting powder that you usually use, then this would be kind of the perfect replacement. That way you can get use out of the powder. This is Peche Rosé from the spring collection. This is the peach. They have a very similar texture actually, but it is far warmer. This is more of a true peach. So this is more pink. Definitely has warmth to it, but it's more of a pink. This is more of a true peach. But both of these shades are perfect for spring. I think these are really beautiful for spring, summer, because they're kind of bright. They give you that fresh-faced, kind of happy-go-lucky looking makeup. So I think both of these are beautiful. If you picked up a lot of the blushes that launched in 2021, you may think about skipping this. I do have a feeling that this will end up being one of my favorite Chanel launches of the year, but I don't think it's a must-have. If you already have so many blushes and you really stocked up in 2021, unless you're a Chanel collector and this limited edition design really speaks to you, could you skip this? Yes, I think you can. I don't think that Chanel carries an inline shade that's similar to this, but they probably have something close. You know, it might not be identical, but could you get a really pretty pinky peach blush from Chanel once this is discontinued or sells out? Yes, you absolutely can. So don't stress it if you're kind of on the fence about these products. I always say if you're not 100% sure, skip it, because something is right around the corner that you will love with your whole heart, and that will definitely be worth the investment. I'm very happy with them, and I'm really happy I purchased both. In hindsight, I probably could have waited and just purchased the Comet blushes and skipped the spring blushes if I was really trying to pick and choose which blush collection I prefer. I think I really like the tone of these a little bit more than the spring blushes, but it's really going to depend on your personal preference, what you already have in your collection, and your skin tone, of course. Whatever shade is most flattering for you. I think between the 4 shades, there should be something for everybody. Deeper skin tones, really light skin tones, and everybody in between. So that completes today's review. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be listed down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.